Track 4, Sitting Meditation. So setting yourself up in your chosen posture and starting to make the transition to having your attention outwards and the practicalities of daily life, to having your attention right here in this moment, tuning into a sense of your contact with the ground or whatever is supporting you, feeling the weight sinking down. And as best you can, opening to your direct experience of sensation, hardness, softness, pressure, warmth, tingling. Feeling a sense of the body supported and a sense of your body rising up from that support. So the length of your spine, the gentle curves. And if you're sitting upright, feeling a sense of uprightness of the body, head balanced on the neck, crown of your head rising up. And have a stable and dignified posture. And with this practice, bring your attention to the direct experience in this moment. And as you do this, you may well find that your mind wanders off, caught up in preoccupations or plans or daydreams or worries. Not a sign that you're doing anything wrong. And whenever you notice that the mind has gone off, just gently but firmly bring your attention back to this moment. A sense of aliveness in your body. And opening to a sense of what's happening as it is. Allowing yourself to be just the way you are. Opening to a sense of your body, your posture, a sense of the body being rooted and stable. And now bringing your attention to your breathing. So just feeling that rhythmic motion. Sense of in-breath coming in and out-breath releasing. And as best you can, following the sensations all the way through the breath cycle. And as you're doing this, you may find that the breath feels smooth and relaxed. Or you may find that the breath feels laboured and uncomfortable. So the practice is simply to open to whatever's happening moment by moment. So the breath doesn't have to be in any particular way. And perhaps trusting that the breath will settle down in its own time. And as best you can, opening to this rhythmic motion. Opening to the direct experience of the breath. And you may find it helpful to use imagery to help you stay with the sensations. So an image perhaps of waves sweeping up the beach and then gently falling back down. Or perhaps water rising and falling from the ocean. The gentle swell of the waves. Riding on the waves of your own breathing. or an image of a wheel gently turning, feeling the in-breath and the out-breath. And you may sense that with each out-breath you can let go a little bit more with the body, sinking into the stillness. And then starting to open to a sense of your body around the breath, feeling the rhythmic rocking motion, the rib cage and the stomach expanding and condensing again. Movements in the collarbones and your arms and your back. Sensations in the pelvic region. And then beginning to open to other sensations in the body. So looking first for pleasant sensation, areas that feel comfortable and relaxed. Perhaps the warmth of your clothing against your skin. Perhaps a sense of aliveness or energy in your hands or fingers. And now opening to other sensations. Perhaps sensations of discomfort or maybe even pain. So not wanting to exclude any part of your experience. And with discomfort or painful sensations, there's a range of options. One option is to move and adjust your posture. Another option, if there are very intense, painful sensations which feel too overwhelming, bringing your attention more closely to pleasant or soothing sensations in the body. Another way is to be curious about how the body feels. And one way of doing this is to feel the experience that's difficult or painful in a wider context. So feeling a sense of the body as a whole, with difficult or painful sensations as just one part of a wider landscape. And another option is to bring attention right into the areas that feel tense or painful. Being curious. Where exactly in the body do you feel them? Do they have a shape, a location, size? What quality do they have? Is it sharp or achy? Sense of roughness? Or some other quality? And do they stay the same or do they change? And perhaps using the breath as a way of moving up close, gently cradling the difficult sensation in awareness, almost as if you're breathing into areas of tension, not trying to make them go away necessarily, but just softening around areas that feel painful. Breathing with them, breathing into them, and then coming back to a sense of the body as a whole. And the next stage of the practice is to have a sense of the body in the background and shifting your attention more to sound. Sounds near, sounds far, perhaps even sounds in your own body. And opening to sound as sound. Noticing the tendency to label sounds. And as best you can, just staying with the pitch, the tone, texture, and volume of the sound. There may be more obvious sounds and more subtle sounds. Noticing sound arising and passing. And sensing the quietness between sounds or underneath sounds. A sense of the stillness in which the sounds happen. Sensing the quality of listening, the alertness, the attentiveness. And shifting the focus of attention again and opening to an awareness of everything that happens in your mind. So rather than seeing thoughts as distractions and breaks in concentration, bringing them to center stage. Noticing what goes through your mind without following thoughts. Notice when you're caught up in them. And just gently coming back to your experience of thinking. So beginning by waiting to see what's going to go through your mind next. So, where is your mind now? Do you find yourself watching and waiting for thoughts? Or caught up in plans, daydreams, worries? Some thoughts may be relatively pleasant, dreamy, interesting, and may feel like valuable reflections. And other thoughts may be stressful, or worrying, painful. It's as if thoughts were like clouds, some light and fluffy, some darker, but all of them passing. So if you do find yourself caught up in thoughts that feel stressful or worrying, one option is to simply open to the whole experience of thinking, noticing if there's any mood or emotion, and noticing what's happening in your body. Noticing if your breath has changed or become tighter in any way. If there's any sense of tightening in the body, in the jaw, in the face or shoulders, and breathing with your experience. Gently opening to what's happening. Just having a sense of curiosity. Just bearing in mind that thoughts are much like buses. There's nothing inherently wrong with them, but if you step on them, they will take you where they're going. And as you come back to the body, thoughts just pass, like buses or like clouds. And then for the last period of the practice, just letting go of any particular focus and opening to your moment-to-moment experience, however it is. Just receiving whatever happens. If thoughts come, noticing thoughts. Noticing sensations and even emotions, all arising and passing, a little bit like weather patterns in the sky. And if you do find yourself lost in thinking, using your body as an anchor, and coming back to a sense of your posture, contact with the ground, aliveness in your hands,